All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be, oh goodness gracious, this is 10.5 continued. Remember, we only got through one page. This is going to be page 2, okay, page 2. Yes, I know you're excited to finish page 2 at home. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. Let's go back to the page where we're at. If this thing works, there we go. So remember, we reviewed today's surface area. Remember, surface area is the outside stuff, right? Like imagine wrapping paper, like you're wrapping something around, and so that's what you end up with, just like the wrapping paper. We talked about surface area of pyramids first, okay? And we said that based on what the base was, that was going to determine how hard or how easy the problem was going to be. Because you saw here with this first one right here with the square pyramid, well, this one was super easy because it was really easy to calculate what the area of the base was right away, but just doing length times width. But you also saw what happens when you get one of these problems like this, because this one isn't that easy. Now you're not just doing length times width on the bottom. Now you need to figure out what the whole area of this hexagon is, and that's where that apothem comes in handy, right? You need to remember that apothem thing. Okay, so that's where we're at. We finished with that problem. If we need to do more practice, we'll do some in class, guys, on whiteboards, okay? We're going to go ahead and get going on this one right here, which is surface area of cones. And you should have the surface area of cones written down. I'm looking at my notes. And I do believe I gave you a little picture of what that should be. So you should have this handout. You do not have this stuff down here, so do not, well, I'm going to tell you what to copy of this part right here, okay? So don't copy this whole box down here. This is just too much stuff. So the cone, that's what I'm looking at. Let me bring it to the front. There we go. So in a cone, you have some things missing here. Actually, no, I actually left them on there, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Oh well. Okay, so in a cone, instead of a square base or a hexagon base like in a pyramid, a cone is going to have a circular base, right? So you're going to know that you're going to need to find the area of the circular base by doing the area of a circle. And then to find out what the area of this piece is, the piece that wraps around this, like the whole part that wraps, to find the lateral area, well, that's going to be a little bit different. And actually, they give you a formula over here. And I'll get to that right now, okay? So, real neat. No, we're not talking about ice cream, right? If you guys notice over here in this picture that I actually have, you don't have this picture. And it's not necessary. You don't need to draw it. But if it helps you, go for it, if you can squeeze it in there. But this picture right here just shows you what happens when you unwrap this thing. Like imagine if I was to cut the paper right along here like in a cone and split open the paper and unfold it, then you would get something that's like a Pac-Man shape. Well, to find out what this Pac-Man shape is, and this Pac-Man shape here is the lateral area, right? This yellowish, no, not really yellow, like a beige color here is your lateral, and then this is your base. Well, the base is super easy to find. But to find out the lateral, look what they tell you right here. And here's what I want you to copy. I want you to copy the surface area is equal to, well, you already know that the base is pi r squared. So let's just go ahead and do that. That's basically this part. I'm going to write it first, okay? Plus the lateral area. And the way that they give you the lateral area, they basically say to use this. Use pi r times L. And L is the lateral, the slant height. Okay, remember, L is this part right here. Look, I'm even highlighting it on this top part. That's the lateral. So we're going to use this formula here. Again, two things. Let me just highlight this. This is for my lateral. This is for this part right here. And then the base is a circle. And you know how to find the base. Okay. Now let's go ahead and practice this one. These should be a little easier. Actually, a lot easier than the other pyramids, okay? So let's look at this first one. Find the surface area of this cone. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's see, surface area. I need to find the surface area. Well, let's start with the base. The base is super easy. I'm reminded of that song. Was that bass down? Oh, God, I can't believe I'm talking about this rap song right now. Base. So we have pi r squared. R is 8 squared. I should put in parentheses. I'm not. There you go. So that's going to be 64 pi. That's my base. Done. That one's done. Now let's figure out what the lateral area is. pi, r is 8. Well, that's easy. The slant height? Oh, goodness gracious. Well, the slant height isn't 15. Oh, don't think 15 goes in there. Your slant height, here's a trick, guys. Look, your slant height is this right here where the L is. This part right here is the slant height, not this. This is just like the height of this thing, right? From the perpendicular all the way up. But I want the slant height, this right here, the L. Now look, this looks like a right triangle. What formula can you use to figure out what that missing side is? Oh, and I hope you said Pythagorean Theorem, because you're going to need that one. Remember, a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Well, these problems aren't all that easy, right? Because they do require a little bit of extra work. So we know that 15 is like the a, b is like the 8, and so c is the one I'm missing. So let's plug that stuff in. 15 squared. I'm running out of room here. Let me move this over here, okay? 15 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. Okay, 15 times 15, I believe it's 225 if I'm mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. Let me take out the little calculator. Look, I'm even showing you I'm using a calculator. 15 times 15, 225, I got it right. Plus 64. Let me just go ahead and do the plus 64. I got 289. What's the square root of 289? 17. I just gave you all the answers there. Plus 64 equals c squared. 289 equals c squared. Square root. You just saw the answer, right? 17. Okay, so the slant height is 17. So I need you to go ahead and put pi times 8 times 17. And so 8 times 17, oh, that's another number I got to multiply now. 8 times 7, 56, carry the 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? 14? Oh, God. No, not 14, I'm sorry, 13. I'm messing up myself, too. 136. 136 pi. So my answer here, guys, is going to be 64 plus 136. Okay? And that ends up being, is that even 200? Yep. There you go. 200 pi inches squared, I should have put. Okay, I didn't. That one's done. Okay, let's try this one. Again, guys, if I'm going too fast, pause it, copy it, and then hear it again, okay? All right, so I got surface area equals pi r squared. Remember, that's for the base, plus, what's this, the lateral area? Pi times the, oh goodness, I just forgot it already. R and L, right? Times the radius, times, oh goodness, times the lateral area. Wowzers, what happened there? Let me go back. There we go. Times R, times L. Okay, so what do they give me? Looks like I'm going to need to find out what the lateral area is. Look, I don't know what that is. They did not give it to me. Hold on, let me move it. They did not give me this lateral area. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Now you know that you're going to use a triangle right here. This triangle here is, you're going to want to use not 16, you're going to want to use what number here? Hopefully you're saying an 8. There should be 8 and 6, and then you're going to find out what the missing one is, okay? Try and do this one on your own, guys, and then I would recommend you pause it, solve it yourself, and then hit play so you can see the answer, okay? Okay, hopefully you actually listened to me and didn't just let me do all the work in front of you. But I know how trustworthy you guys are, and so I know how much you guys probably didn't actually just wait for me to show you the answer. It's going to be 100, square root of 100 is 10. So my C is 10. Now I can do the rest. Surface area is pi r. R is not 16, remember that's 8. 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to skip a step there, okay? I'm going to just put 64. So really that's 64 pi plus pi times r times 10. It's going to be plus 80 pi. Combine those two. What do you end up with? 144 pi. I believe that's it, right? Unless I'm making a mistake right now. There you go. That's it. Okay, the cone is a little bit easier, I think, than the pyramid, right? And that's it for this one, guys. Okay, so really, there wasn't too much left. Again, this is what you guys had. So we just went over this one today, and we went over area of a pyramid. Okay, you should be pretty good with those. If you were not here in class today, then you are going to want to probably pause the video as I'm scrolling down this page, right? This was the front page of our notes today, guys. If you were not here in class and you're doing the notes at home right now, this was the first page. So pause it right there. And we went down and we did one example, which was right here. Hopefully, I don't know if it makes sense to you. Hopefully it does. Here was example 1. And here was example 2 today. Remember, you had to find the apothem of the base for this one, okay? And so that was it. And then the last part you guys did today was this, which we had in your notes. I gave you it notes, and we did 2 problems together, okay? And hopefully that all helped, and hopefully you understand it, surface area, pretty well, okay? And we did give away stencils, didn't we? All right, guys, that's it for this one. Next one should be starting, well, not starting. You'll see the next one pop up right now. I'm going to do a separate video for that one.